ranking every episode of Murder Drones. Episode 3, The Promening. For many fans of this show, The Promening is a top contender for the best episode. And I really don't blame anyone who thinks this episode deserves to be at the top, because The Promening is really good. Even though I personally don't think this is the best episode, I still really love this one. To start, Doll had a really good place in this episode, and it was actually interesting. Doll's narrative was pretty good and somewhat reasonable, unlike Sin. This episode is also pretty grounded, and helps for an easier understanding of what's happening. The story and pacing are also really smooth, which is part of why basically everyone loves The Promening so much. But another main reason so many people love this episode is because of the fight scene in the middle of the episode. This fight scene was so insanely creative, it's actually kinda crazy. Just the way Doll replicates all sorts of things looks really cool. We also get to see that V actually cares for N, despite her being rude to N in basically every interaction they have so far, including other parts of this episode.
Thank you, Lizzie!
Shut up, loser.
By the end of episode 3, Jay makes her return, showing that Murder Drones can actually be cloned. Besides from that, however, we also got to meet Tessa for the first actual time. For animation, I'm going to give this episode an 8 out of 10. For comedy, I'm going to give this episode a 6.3 out of 10. For horror, I'm going to give this episode a 5.8 out of 10. And overall, I'm going to give The Promening an 8.7 out of 10.